MP got the job done tonight, as usual. They don't even know what's coming for them.
It's a couple different ways you make it out this life. Know your steps just in case they come cut out the lights. Got no respect for no beating up my rights. Fame expressive, maybe we can speak about the price. When they tell me ain't nothing been the same, it's just my observation. It's never fame, not erasing. I don't watch loyalty disintegrate.
They're ready to light it up tonight.
Will you be joining us on the New York Knicks mini flag day? We're handing out mini flags for every fan, so we can all show our Knicks pride. We hope you'll be here.
A reminder, fans, we hope you'll come and join us for trading card day. The first 10,000 fans in the arena will receive a trading card pack. Arrive early to the fan show and get them signed by the Knicks City Dancers.
Knicks fans, if you're still looking for tickets to upcoming home games, visit the ticket booth or the team's website for availability. Select games are still available. The National Basketball Association and the New York Knicks are committed to a safe and enjoyable sports experience. We therefore ask you to refrain from any disruptive behavior, such as fighting, throwing out fast, using improper language or gestures, entering the court, or entering.
And inside the locker room, everyone trying to welcome everyone to the final matchup before the knockout round. Things are starting to get a little chippy. And for both of these teams, this is their fourth and final game of group play.
Yeah, and both have done what they needed to do in order to remain in contention for the NBA Cup. But only one side can emerge victorious tonight.
It seems we always keep circling back around to the topic of MP. And tonight is no different with the last game for him in the group stage of the NBA Cup. Of course, he's professed that he's taking his team all the way to win the Cup this season.
Hey, more power to him. I mean, he's got the swagger to make those statements, and I'd say he's delivering so far. You know, the most inspiring thing about MP's leadership is how it rubs off on the team. The whole organization is rooting for his growth as a leader and the sort of impact that can have on elevating his teammates as well. I think we're going to be in for a good one tonight.
So a look at our starters for Orlando. Wagner and Isaac, the duo at forward. The backcourt is Suggs and Caldwell Pope, and it's Carter in at the 5, roaming the paint. Suggs, the pass to Caldwell Pope. Carter, a screen on Bridges. To the inside, just 5 to shoot, and it's slammed in by Carter.
Well, watch Carter Jr.'s control. He sets a solid screen and then shifts right to his spot.
Seems like every team in the league could use a player like Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
Yeah, Brian, look, the term 3 and D at times seems like a backhanded compliment, but not with KCP. He does both the 3 and the D at elite levels.
Always takes the toughest backcourt assignment and more than holds down his own.
Well, look, you can't sleep on Suggs' athleticism because the second you do, he explodes to the rim.
And an Obi for 3. It's rebounded by Wagner.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Suggs outside, takes a 3, hits the trifecta. Suggs has got 5 points.
Well, it's great to see Suggs become more and more confident as a jump shooter.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Tom Thibodeau. He said watching tape in preparation for this game, Wendell Carter just kept showing up. whether it was on the boards, being in the right position defensively, or even stretching the floor at the offensive end. Carter makes a lot of plays that help his team. Brian?
Great work, Allie. Thanks. New York has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. From deep, MP. It's hauled in by Isaac. And so it's Suggs. He brings it up for the Orlando Magic. They want to keep rolling here, following the win against Brooklyn.
And I'll tell you, that was not an easy environment to play in. It was a hostile crowd on the road, but it didn't bother them at all.
Give a lot of credit to this coaching staff for preparing them for that kind of environment. They went in and just executed their game plan.
Unloads from 13. No good, off the front rim.
Well, when you get that kind of look inside, you have to capitalize.
1:41 left in the opening quarter. Here's Isaac. And another miss by Orlando.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Well, we have a chance to hear from Shams Charania. He's calling in right now. Shams, great to have you on, bud.
Thanks, guys. The Knicks went all in this summer, trading with their rivals, the Brooklyn Nets, for Mikal Bridges. In reuniting a core that won collegiate championships together, they hope to replicate that success at this level. And now with perhaps the league's top defensive wing tandem, they'll have a chance.
A big-time move. Shams, appreciate the report.
Yeah, terrific take by MP. He's just punishing them on the drive.
And we've got a timeout from Jamal.
Substitution on the court.
Pass to Anthony. Shot from 12. Count it.
Yeah, Anthony displaying his versatility as a shooter in the mid-range.
They've got MP. Mitchell Robinson is out there with Achua. Then it's OG Anunoby. And it's Brunson in at the 1. That's the 5 for New York right now. Good! Another from 3.
Well, folks, if you haven't been following his story since coming into the league, for all-time NBA rookies, he's now 5th place in three-pointers made.
He's worked on his craft, improved even in his short time here in his rookie season. He's got that beautiful touch from deep, and that's not the only way he can score, that's for sure. Here's Black. Goes back up, and he lays it up and in. Black's gotten his 2nd bucket of the game.
It was a rough start for them scoring the ball, but they look like now they're really finding their rhythm and flow.
Here's Robinson. Good, and the assist goes to MP.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
Anthony misses. New York leading by 10. Anunoby passes to Brunson. From deep, MP. They get it again. Pass to Achua. And here's Anunoby. Clock at 6. And here's MP from outside. Oh, MP buries the triple.
Well, tonight has been the MP show. And guys, they have to keep it simple. Just keep feeding MP the ball and keep seeing him add to that point total.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Jalen Brunson's craft sets him apart. He said, quote, "I've always played with my instincts and tried to see the game a couple plays ahead. As I've gotten older, that part of my game has gotten wiser and better, but I'm still learning." Brian, that's a scary thought for the rest of the league.
He's already plenty dangerous, Allie.
Well, that's on the defense. How did they let MP get deep positioning like that?
Here's Black, covered by MP. Black passes to Wagner. Three-pointer. Black, no good. New York leading by 13. Anunoby on the wing. Pulls it. And it's New York with another.
Oh, great recognition there by MP. Getting it to the open man.
The Magic have gone 4 for 7 in the 2nd quarter. Here's De Silva. Anunoby covering. Got a piece of it. Achua with a steal. Anunoby passes to MP. Hey, puts up a three. Oh, that's his 8th make of the game. He's only missed 4 so far.
Yeah, very accurate shot by MP. He must have been drilling these since a young age.
This Magic squad, Stan, has a great young core. What do you think they have to do now to take that next step?
Well, Brian, they do. They have great depth and a lot of good young players, but they need more shooting around their core guys, and they've got to improve their backcourt position. Their front court is loaded. They've got to get a little bit more balance.
And some changes here for New York. Josh Hart's checked in for Robinson. Mikal Bridges comes in for Anunoby, and it's McBride in for Brunson. A minute 42 left in the second. To the middle. Here's Suggs. And that one is stuffed right through.
And how about the leaping ability of Suggs? Getting off the floor with such ease.
Here's MP. Great D that time from Suggs. Magic trail by 16. Pass to Isaac. Carter with it. And it's New York with a rebound. Hart's got 5 rebounds in the game. And here are the Knicks. They're on a 15-6 run. Bridges passes to MP. And again, New York with the triple.
Well, MP was ready to shoot, so they got him the ball. It's that simple.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Inside, here's Suggs. And it's New York with a rebound. And guys, they're up to 19 straight now. What a remarkable run.
Well, of all the ways to establish yourself as a powerhouse, this may be the best way to do it, by going on a phenomenal streak and looking practically unbeatable. One thing you can tell right now, they are playing with swagger, a sort of poise that they're backing up with execution. Not easy to do.
6 on the shot clock. Pass to Carter. This one for 3. Orlando again missing. MP against Wagner. Here's MP. The 3 ball. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
They already had the momentum going to the break. Now they've got even more of it.
And so it's the New York Knicks. A huge 24-point lead for them. It hasn't taken them too many shots to get their points. They're winning with efficiency. More 2K action in just a moment.
Welcome to the halftime show. And if they're going to turn this around, it's going to be a long road back for the Orlando Magic.